right, Lambo's one of the sports featuring Big Brother, feature Science Sports Network. Total Pro Nation, you can like, comment, and subscribe and get the merch from TotalProNation.com, where all merch is available and on sale at a good price. All right, now ACC matchup of the day, or of the noon kickoff, excuse me. Florida State #4 versus Wake Forest. Now, Wake Forest is also a winning football team. They're going through some struggles and whatnot, but Florida State is a very dangerous team. Florida State was struggling against Duke last week. Riley Leonard did get hurt in the third quarter, and then, of course, Duke got outscored like 21-0 in the fourth quarter. I was scared that Duke probably had a chance to actually beat them, but Florida State overcame all odds and struggles in the first half. Now, Florida State Sevens is not getting any easier going forward. Mike Norvell has really turned around that program. Despite him was on the verge of probably being fired maybe the year before or maybe last season or whatnot. Florida State has exceeded expectations. Nobody really talked about Florida State being undefeated this late in the season, but they have a lot of pieces around. Great wide receiver core. They have a great quarterback. They have a great running back. Wake Forest, they got some key guys. They got a consistent, okay quarterback, but he's turned the ball over a lot. I'm still going to go with Florida State to win this game. Wake Forest will make it competitive, but Florida State is overpowerful. But it'll be a very close game. I think it'll be like 31-28. I feel like Florida State may underestimate their opponent like they did with Boston College. They might make it close.
Yeah, that Boston College game, though, that's like their red bandana game, and it's because there was a Boston College grad that was a firefighter that died on 9/11, like saving like 50 people or something like that. So that's like their Super Bowl every year. Rightfully so. Great tradition to have. But they always play that game, regardless of who they play against, very well, because the atmosphere, I think, is like times 10 of what a normal Boston College football game would be. So I don't really hang that too much on Florida State. Obviously, they're a better team, and they shouldn't have allowed it to get that close. But considering that game is always close when it comes to Boston College, regardless of who they play, I think that definitely weighs a little bit of a factor in there. The line in this game is 20.5. And personally, I think that they'll cover it. I don't really see this one being too close. I've got it like 41-17, maybe. And the issue I have, and I understand what you're saying, and it's definitely a possibility, but the issue that I have is that Wake Forest offense barely averages what Florida State allows per game on defense. So like they don't have a good enough QB, I don't think, to handle that pass rush and still be able to make good throws into tight windows versus cornerbacks who are most likely better than their wide receivers, And then also on a positive note, they have allowed the least amount of rushing touchdowns in the ACC on defense. But I'm not really focused on their defense. I think Jordan Travis and that offense will be able to figure it out. And maybe they don't put up 41 points, but I do think that they will cover the spread. Florida State has allowed the second fewest points in the ACC this year. And in the passing game, they've only allowed 3 passing touchdowns. So, I mean, I don't know if the Wake Forest running back room is going to be able to win this game or make it close. But I don't think the quarterback is going to be able to. Like this is a good secondary. Like as well as Kyron has been playing, and I don't want to make everything a direct comparison to VT, but and especially against Wake Forest. But the way that Kyron has been playing, he's like the reason his completion percentage is still down is because he threw 51% against Florida State. He threw like 115 yards or something like that. And obviously he added a lot on the ground, but the Wake Forest QB, who is worse than Kyron and doesn't present anywhere near the same threat on the ground, I think would definitely have less success than Kyron Drones did. And Tech was within 5 in the third quarter and then Florida State just pulled away in the remainder of the second half. And I don't know if Wake Forest is able to put themselves in that position to where in the second half they can seem still competitive.
I do agree with that. We'll have to see how that game goes. It could go either way, but we'll see. Like I said, college is unpredictable, but it's week 9, so it's basically potential for some upsets to happen and probably shake up the top 10 teams as far as the college football playoff. That's why you can't really get complacent. So Florida State, if you want to get in there, you better win the rest of your game. Once you lose one, somebody else is going to sneak up in there. Next episode we're going to get into is the Big 12 rivalry. Oklahoma versus Kansas. Now, how would Kansas pull off the upset without Jalen Daniels at their quarterback? He's been hurt for a month. He has not played. So he is questionable this week with a back injury. So we'll have to see if he'll play. He has not played since September 23rd. That's what since BYU is when last time Jalen Daniels has played. So we'll give you your thoughts on that game and if Oklahoma can be that team to win the Big 12 and beat Texas again. But this is it for Lambo Sports. It's supposed to be like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the merch at TotalPoints.com. We'll catch you next 5 minutes. We'll be talking about Oklahoma versus Kansas. Have a great night. Adios.